Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get a video of the two new properties today, but I did want to show you guys a couple of interesting little thingies that I stumbled onto in the basement of one of the properties. I think that this is an old water pump, a very old water pump by the looks of things. The motor shaft is seized up, the pump shaft is seized up, but this is something I'm definitely going to have to get out of here and try to bring back to life at some point. But I'll show you a little bit of an up-close shot of it. This looks like, from what I can tell, I think this is an old water tank that, much to my amazement, is still functioning. And it's still tied into the existing steel pipe, galvanized pipe, which is still feeding part of one of these houses. And you can see they've changed over to, I believe, PEX for an updated water heater. But it sounds like there's still water inside of this tank, so it appears to be completely plumbed into the system still. The name of this thing is cast into the side of it that's up against the wall, so I can't quite make it out, but it looks like it says Columbiana Pump Company, or something along those lines. I've tried looking it up online already, but I can't see any information about it. Even this pressure switch, or I assume this is a pressure switch that I'm kind of bringing you guys in on right now, is super duper old. So I don't know the age of the house right off the top of my head, but I didn't think it was old enough to have something quite like this in it. But unfortunately, I can't. I wish I could get you guys a better view of it. It's this big cast iron housing here that looks like it just is a reciprocating pump. I mean, as best as I can determine, I believe it's reciprocating. I don't know if this here is some sort of air chamber. I can't determine, what most of this stuff is other than the pressure switches and air volume control. So I'm assuming that there is a air bladder in this water tank. Well, maybe it's not an actual bladder like we have on a modern tank. Maybe it's just an air void, but that's just purely my assumption. I don't know for sure, but there is one of the water lines, which I think this is a defunct water line on this side, and it goes around the backside of the water tank, and looks like, I'm assuming, went to a defunct well, because I believe I just found the functioning well of this thing actually in the basement. So I think this is going to a defunct well at this point. But I just as many things as I've actually got to do, I think this is probably going to be something I'm going to take a special amount of time just to get this out before messing around with anything else, just so that I can see it, play with it, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, that's just one of two interesting things. This is by far the most interesting thing so far. There's another thing I'm going to show you guys today. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you guys a third thing today. There's no light in here at the moment, so I'm not going to really be able to make it out very well. But this contraption, I almost think it's some type of heating device, or was some type of heating device. But I don't know for sure if it was fuel oil. I think because of this right here, it appears to be fuel oil in operation, but I can't swear to it. I haven't gotten any information off of it yet. But it goes over to something that had what appeared to be wood ash in it. And I wish I had more light in here to show you, but I can't even get far enough away from it to get a decent picture, or decent video. But at one point, there used to be apparently a sheet metal cabinet around it. You can see the frame there. And I'm assuming that that big cast iron behemoth there was part of it in some form or another. But anyways, I'll go and show you the other interesting thing, since there's a little bit more better light over here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move my fluorescent light, or my LED light. So I'm going to put you guys down for just a minute, and I'm going to try and find a spot for my light. So be patient with me. Hopefully it'll be worth the wait. There we go. Okay, now this guy definitely is a little fuel oil stove. Ooh, I hit my head. It's kind of a cute little thing. Looks like, I don't know, something out of the 50s or the 40s or something. But it looks like it could still be functional. Super Flame. It's been, sitting on the concrete a little bit too long, getting rusted and the paint or enamel chipped off. But I wouldn't be surprised if this thing could be brought back to life, even if it was, I don't know, like a waste oil burner or something. Let me get my flashlight around here to the side. Okay, so now we're looking at the back side of this thing, and I can only assume that this chamber here might be some sort of filtration system, but I don't know for sure. Anyways, this is another thing I'll get out of here. I would almost think that would be the filtration, but hard to say. I haven't gotten around too many fuel oil burners. So anyways, this will be another thing that I'll dig out of here and see if there's anything interesting I can do with it eventually. I was told that one of these properties still has some fuel oil left in the tanks, so maybe if this stuff functions, maybe I'll get me some free heat out of this thing. So we'll see. I don't imagine there's much left, but definitely, I'm going to get that water pump out of here. Just not today, but probably within the next few days, because I am just too fascinated by it to leave it sit there. And the wooden frame that it's sitting on, hey, that gives me an excuse. The wooden frame that it's sitting on is rotting away to nothing. So when that water tank drops, it's going to rip the plumbing apart, and there's going to be a huge water leak. So I have to get the water pump out of here just to be on the safe side. There, that was the excuse I needed. So anyways, hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to actually do a video on the properties, but I couldn't resist taking a video of this thing, so I'll catch up with you guys later.